Again, we talk about police brutality. Last week it was Albert Ojwang. Circumstances unclear, but the picture's been painted. This time, we can't even afford to ignore it or pretend to ignore it because it came to every single person's phone.
Yep.
It was in every WhatsApp group.
It was live.
Everywhere. People just saw a police officer, a Kenyan police officer, shooting a fellow Kenyan at point blank range. And unarmed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it was there. You couldn't hide from it. It was all over TikTok. It was all over
Instagram,
IG, everywhere.
Facebook, WhatsApp, everywhere.
Of course, as the mics are open, we add our voices and we don't just talk about the oppression and the stress we're going through. We're talking about an end to police brutality.
Yep.
As in, the people who are governed and mandated to protect us are the people who are killing us.
The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late.
Hello.
No, start it. This is the mics are open.
This nigga teleported us to
This is the mics
1800,
are
bro.
open. My name's G Money.
This nigga said greetings. Andy Young.
Selassie.
Oh man.
Have you guys
Ashley.
seen how long my locks are? Okay, let's start again. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Mics Are Open.
That's
My
the
name
boy.
is Big C.
Ashley.
I just want to know what you're smiling about.
You
Like,
can't believe
my name
it.
is G Money.
Like, what's
what
funny,
the-
guys?
Yo, like, let me tell you, if I read the
And
news,
Andy.
And Andy.
if I read the news,
Nobody
9
will
o'clock.
want you to read
Oh
that
my
news like
God.
that.
No, honestly, if news started like this, I'd sit down and watch.
Oh,
You'd be
yo,
like,
man.
If it was this chaotic from the jump, nah, me there.
You know, I watch Jeff Koinange. I watch a lot of Citizen News, right?
You watch
so
a
I was
lot of
watching
news.
Jeff Koinange yesterday. And at times I see my homie's really like, he's had a really good career, but I can tell my guy is struggling to read.
Because of the distance to that
Yeah.
teleprompter.
At
But you
times-
can-
Giving age.
But you can see it. Like, I watched it recently for the first time in years and I had the same observation.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, like you can tell.
It's
for
taking longer
sure.
to
That is why on Wednesday,
some words.
he didn't read the news. They brought this young fella to read the news, and then when it's time for the bench, he's like, somebody,
That's
yeah.
No, that's good team
but
management.
What I'm saying is, though,
That's
it's
good
like,
team
but he
management.
does the breakfast show still.
Yeah, he does.
So, like, you got to think about it, man. Waking up at, like, that time to go and do the breakfast show.
yeah.
And then being up at night to do the news.
Yeah.
That's
Exhausted.
long.
It's long.
Now, I know we've taken a different turn, but do you feel like maybe there comes a certain stage where, like, come on, bro, you can give it a rest?
Bro,
Like,
With
I'm
some people.
retired.
Yeah.
Like,
You knew
know.
when it was time.
No, you see, I really do believe that at the end of the day, especially if you're on television, I feel there comes a moment when you're supposed to be like, yeah,
time.
It needs to be a bit.
or you just grow within. The problem we have with media here is that there's very little to grow into. So, for example, let's look at Gary Lineker. Was a footballer at BBC, journalist, comes in, does Match of the Day for 25 years. But now he's doing podcasts because of that whole Israel comment that he
story.
made, right? So the point I'm making is, at the end of the day, is like, there's no avenue for growth within. So, like, you'd have, let's say we're doing music radio. Like, I want to do talk radio at some point.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere to grow into
Talk
that
radio.
space.
Yeah.
After that, that's it.
Exactly.
Like the ceiling is just there.
It's just
Yeah.
there. Like,
Okay.
I met somebody yesterday actually, and they were like, "Yeah, I want to go and do radio to pay the bills and blah blah blah." And this guy's in his 40s. And I'm like, I said to him, "Harsh truth, bro. Nobody wants you."
Damn.
Whoa. Well,
No,
valid.
it's reality.
Valid.
I said, I said to him, "Where are you gonna go?" Like, because he lived in America. I said, like, in America, there is space for growth within the space, but where are you gonna go? Do you know what I mean, guys? What's crazy about this episode? Once again, we start on a sad note. With everyone saw the video of the young man who was shot at point blank range by the police. I'm not sure. There's been so many names floating around. Some guys say his name's Eli.
No, they confirmed his name.
His name is
Boniface
Boniface
karaoke.
Mwangi.
Boniface.
Karaoke,
right?
yeah, karaoke, yeah.
So was shot at point blank by the cops. Again, we talk about police brutality. Last week it was Albert Ojwang. Circumstances unclear, but the picture's been painted. This time, we can't even afford to ignore it or pretend to ignore it because it came to every single person's phone.
Yep.
It was in every WhatsApp
It
group.
was live.
Everywhere. People just saw a police officer, a Kenyan police officer, shooting a fellow Kenyan at point blank range. And unarmed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it was there. You couldn't hide from it. It was all over TikTok. It was all over
Instagram,
IG, everywhere.
Facebook, WhatsApp, everywhere.
Of course, as the mics are open, we add our voices and we don't just talk about the oppression and the stress we're going through. We're talking about an end to police brutality.
Yep.
As in, the people who are governed and mandated to protect us are the people who are killing us. A police officer was killed in Thika this week as well.
Yeah, his weapon was stolen.
And his step weapon was stolen. On the flip side, there was very little sympathy shown for him because people are so angry.
Yeah.
If it happened with the backdrop of a police force that protected us, people would have been so out of pocket with the death of a police officer.
Yeah.
I saw the sentiment. It was so like, oh, whatever, he's one of us. They're killing us too. We can't continue like this.
You know, I actually wanted to add to that list, right? There's also a guy who died in police cells.
Another one.
Yeah, and they said it's
Kisumu.
suicide.
Yeah.
And guys are like, nope.
He was
And
found
there's
it.
that. Then there's another one in somewhere in Ukambani. The MCA was like, no, we're not having it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting since last week, and so we've now seen the guy's been brought to in front of the courts. The OCS of Central is as of yesterday when he was taken to court. As we record, he's going to stay in for 15 days.
Right.
Right. The other 4 guys who now had beaten up, according the
To the
allegation to the story, they're going to be in remanded for another 14 days. And then there's now the one cop who was on duty is in as well. The director, the DIG
has quote unquote stepped aside.
Yeah, stepped aside.
What does that even mean?
So he says he stepped aside until investigation is done.
Nice.
So
Right.
he according to the statement, he says it's so that there's no interference with the investigation, right? But what's crazy about it is the CCTV guys were picked up. You guys remember that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now the cabinet secretary for internal security has been summoned to parliament next week, Wednesday.
Again.
Yeah. No, he'd gone to the Senate.
Right.
But now this time he's been summoned to parliament
Right.
next week. So he has to go.
I
So
wonder
you know
who's going to
next
get those
week,
contracts for those CCTV cameras. I'm just
Wednesday? Yeah, it's a
saying.
lot, man.
This is what I'm saying, man. It's like we've figured a point as a country where we trust no one, we trust nothing, everything. We're looking for the bad in every single thing that comes from government. I'm sure there's some good stuff happening.
You know,
But it's you can't blame the people if they're continually given a lens of negativity and a middle finger by government. Like, you can't blame the youth them.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know who I was having this conversation with yesterday, right? And we were talking about when the MP was shot, how quick investigation
Yes.
took, right?
Yeah.
And you know, the person who was actually having a conversation with, we were talking about this whole CCTV story. I don't think guys understand how monitored we are in Nairobi. You see these cameras that you see just flicking left, right, and center, picking up. You know, there's a whole control room that does all of that. You know, it's so easy on University Way with, what do you call it? Where Central Police Station is. You could actually say between this time and that time, what car was here. Because you know, they've been saying a car that came and what, like, all of this.
And then you saw a CCTV from the hospital as well, McGaffey.
Yo, by the way, Shah going out to, what's the hospital called?
Kenyatta.
Mbagathi.
Mbagathi Hospital.
Yo, those guys are the ones. They were like, hey, shut everything down.
This is not our
The
story.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just dropped the
Yeah.
video, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
That
of
was so sad to
course,
see.
there was, at the moment of going to record, the young man is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a tough
It's touch and
situation.
go.
Post-surgery,
Definitely.
yeah, the
Surgery,
monitoring,
they
yeah.
removed a bit of the bullet, but he's on like life support.
Yeah.
Right.
Like machines to help him breathe
Right.
and everything. Eh?
It's ventilated.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Yeah. But at least thank God he's alive.
Yeah. Right.
And you know, like when you actually watch the videos, right? And also when he was picked up and everything, some guys actually wanted to take his body to the cop station to say you've killed him. Then one guy was like, no, he's alive. So he's now putting pressure on his head.
On the wound.
Then they called for an ambulance to come. As the ambulance comes, it's shot at.
By the police?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now the ambulance has to come. One of the guys ran towards the ambulance and he's like, you have to come back. You get? Like, it's madness.
All the stories are so, I don't know, enraging.
Disheartening.
Like, it's so enraging. Like, is there even a word like that? I'm just, like, people are just enraged, to be fair.
Kenyans are angry.
Very
We are angry.
And I personally, like, I didn't realize, I don't think I had processed so I was driving down to my folks' place on Tuesday, and there were views behind me, and that's when, like, the fire started.
I mean,
started in my soul. Like, what the hell do you guys think you're doing? You know know what I mean?
Even for
like,
us.
right after all that bullshit, then
again,
you still have the audacity to think you have, right to bully people off the like. It's so enraging. It's so disheartening.
Even for us yesterday, like we were recording this on Thursday. Usually we record on Wednesdays. Like I don't think anybody had the vibe to record yesterday. I was just like, nah, I can't do it.
As we approach the 25th of June, I'm really looking at the different scenarios, and I'm just like, I don't think that's gonna. I'm not trying to be alarmist, right? But if we go by Tuesday's happenings, right? So a couple of things, right? We've been seeing, there's this one MCA who's very vocal. He's always shouting on the mic. I really wonder about him, and I don't know what his name is, right? He's an MC of somewhere, Korogosho, right? And he was the one who was saying, Sakaja, eka vijana kwa group, and you put them with the cops, and you saw exactly that. You get what I mean? And you saw the goons, and I've been seeing these videos of guys. They're like vijana sijui nini.
Yeah, and
I'm like, what the fuck?
And you see the goons walking by down the street armed.
Yeah.
And the cops are just driving next to them.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you how do you even begin to process that? As in, I looked at that and said, you've literally put Kenyans against Kenyans.
Kenyans, yeah.
And there are even videos of now the protesters, when they find the goons, they literally whoop them, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Which
goons
is
send
right.
a message, which is, and that's the thing. Like, violence should not be the measure here. But I'm going to do exactly what you're about to do. It's self-defense, if you ask me.
As Malcolm X said, right, like, at the end of the day, like, at some point, it becomes self-defense.
Yeah.
So if there are guys who are being sanctioned, who are being paid to go and terrorize protests, and the protesters hold them.
No, but here's the thing. Why my problem with the cops is this, right? We've seen so many videos, right? There's one video of guys by Globe Cinema being handed those sticks for djembes. Like,
Wow.
there's no hurry. How you doing that? These are crude weapons, bro.
And
you can't be walking around town with a stick like that.
Yeah. The rumors, I don't know how true this is, that the initial statement, what they were told to go out and do is to mainly injure like women and kids and whatever.
I heard that
because it's
too.
going to make more impact. But then also I can't take that away because there are women who are outrightly being beaten by these goons and being robbed from. And there was clear footage of this. Like you're minding your own damn business, but you as a Kenyan, you've decided to get a couple of cents and come steal from me and beat me for minding my own damn business.
Well, let me ask a question. Let me pose a question. Like, where do we go from here? Like, where do we go? Like, as in, what next?
And it's 2 years in a row, which is
Because the aliens have said they don't want none of it.
The aliens
have said,
what is
yo,
happening?
we're out of this shit.
About time.
So, like, where do we go from here, man?
It's one of those situations where, like, again, sentiment, you're having conversations with people. And I told someone, bro, I was just like, God help us.
God help us,
Like,
for real.
I couldn't look at, I don't have an answer.
Wow.
It's one of those things like, like Noah's Ark,
No,
right?
I get it.
Yeah, like just come clean up.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, you have political class who don't give a shit. Like, first and foremost, brother, I'm very
The
ashamed.
ones who are giving the directives.
I'm very ashamed at Sakaja. Like, honestly, to be honest, like as a governor of Nairobi, you saw everything that happened. 2 24 hours later is when you're like, okay, here's a statement.
Yeah.
Like you've just seen everything happen and you radio silence. And then you drop a statement that says, we've not, come on, man.
It was also very lackluster. Like,
yeah.
Like, honestly, for me, like, it's been so heavy that I even deactivated my social media. I'm just tired. It's actually a lot. And I just keep on saying, like, the craziest thing is I keep on thinking to myself, where does the change come from?
Yeah.
I feel like probably because it's not just us. If you look at the temperature globally, politically, there's eruptions everywhere. So it's not just us. So to me, as much as we're all feeling the heat, I'd love to believe that there's a turning point that's coming, and I'd love to believe that that's what, like, physicists call the breaking point. Something is elastic. You can bend it, but there has to be a breaking point. So the question is, what does that breaking point look like for Kenyans, or generally globally, everywhere that you're having revolutions, left, right, and center. We actually at a point where, like, everybody is watching. It's like World War III was just there chilling, and it's like, oh, now it's time. I want you guys to sit, watch me coming, and you can't do nothing about it. And I usually love seeing comments on social media, especially on TikTok, because when you see like the war going on, Iran and Israel and all that, and world leaders now getting involved. So when news outlets are reporting these incidences, people in the I know I can't take it for, this is not statistics. I take this for the majority representation of how guys are feeling. But when you see people disowning their own leaders, we know what it feels like, because even us, we'll see a video of one of our leaders saying something so out of pocket out there, and you're like, yo, that's our guy, atukatai, but that's not how we feel. He does not represent us.
All of us.
And that's the general feeling that I'm getting. Yeah. And as long as that's there, then I feel like there's still some hope. Right. Because as much as you're feeling the pressure, as you're asking what next. So the question you're really asking is, what do we do with all this pressure? What do we do with all this anger that you're feeling? All this frustration? Where do we take it? Is there a scapegoat? Can we do a bonfire and just throw it there and let it burn?
Guys, take it to Twitter, man.
It's interesting that you say that, right? But here's the thing. All of this, some of these decisions are being made by our leaders, right?
Yeah.
Our leaders are not there by them putting themselves there.
Yeah.
There's cases where some are,
but
we've actually voted for them. But do you understand how often and how many countries and repetitive, and even in future it will happen? We're hoodwinked on and on and on. You get what I mean? Because when you see like the sentiment of like, now, should America join Israel and Iran? Guys are like, bro, that's none of our business. Let's stay the fuck out of it. Because there's geopolitical matters that now get in. If you touch Iran, there's China, there's Russia, like there's a whole bunch of shit. These guys, I look at the Israel and the Iran conflict right now, and I'm just like, oh man, like I just feel like in my lifetime, there's always a problem in the Middle East. Like honestly, like bro, as a kid, I remember so many wars, right? The first war I remember was when England were fighting against Argentina. Guys don't even remember that war. Do you remember there's a war with England and Argentina? I remember that, the Falklands War. Falklands, yes.
Bro, I remember as a kid sitting with my friends out in the field behind the house, and in our minds, because we watch all these war movies, we're telling each other, pretty soon we're not going to be able to sit out here because they're going to be bombing and this and this and this and this, because we're kids. So we hear this word war and we think that like it's going to be on our doorsteps. You know what I mean? That's the first time. After that, obviously there's been conflict throughout the world, Africa, whatever. Then we get to Saddam Hussein and
Iraq,
Afghanistan. Right? Afghanistan. We get to all of that stuff.
Actually,
right?
it's Iraq first before even Afghanistan. This is the
yes, right. Yeah. Then it's like that in Afghanistan. In between all of that, having lived through the era of terrorism. So remember, like I was driving today, I was thinking, man, I remember when Gaddafi had to pay these guys money because of the Lockerbie bombing in Scotland when they blew up remember they used to blow up planes and stuff?
Yeah.
Which is why security on planes is the way it is right now, right? Bram,
there's a whole series about that.
All right. Then you go through this whole thing of 9/11. I remember where I was the day of 9/11 watching these planes going to Twin Towers.
Yeah, that was a mad day,
Then we come back, like you said, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Then we've, of course, there's been sporadic Israel, Gaza. Then we come back for UK, Ukraine, and Russia. Then we're now looking at Israel and Iran.
No, why are you guys forgetting Gaza?
Yeah, I mentioned Gaza.
Yeah.
Mentioned Gaza. Bro, and I've even not thrown in Bosnia and Herzegovina, the Bosnian War. I am tired, bro.
You know what's actually crazy about it? Like, imagine the Ukrainian people right now. They're at war. You know, Russia's still bombing them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now they're like, yo, all the sentiment is now, it's moved away from us. Everybody's like, now, here's a bunch of guys who are like, yo, we're trying to nuke each other.
And the thing is, who really wants this to happen? That's the thing. And a place like Germany now has been activated to a point where they're now considering anybody, they're going back to their old laws of anybody who's 18 and above. Once you're done with school, you get enrolled into the military because now we need numbers. We need like major forces. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, if I were around that age, right? Say maybe I'm ripe, maybe 17, just about to get into 18, or they decide they're coming to collect guys from their homes, you know.
Conscription.
Would I don't think they'd have to fight me to join the army, bro, because I'm not going.
You're going to be the only one who's left.
I don't think so.
No!
Bro, now I'm doubling down. If I'm the one being left with all the women, I'm doubling down. I will take my ass to the kitchen, bro. I promise. I'll take my ass to the kitchen.
You're looking at your, it's everybody's ovulation date. They're like, there's one nigga left called Andy.
And you know what's crazy?
I have all of them on my floor up, bro.
You know what's crazy as well? Like, when you look at how this latest flare-up in the Middle East is treated and how it's being played out on social media, I think it was you this morning telling me.
The video.
I went and Googled it.
You saw the
video of this guy's in a flight, and you can.
Missiles.
The missiles are being launched. I'm like, can you imagine being on a passenger jet
and
seeing missiles? Even the one of the guy playing the trumpet.
The wedding
in Lebanon.
Lebanon are just jamming
over there. Guys have zoomed in.
No, that was cinematic. That was. I know it was.
And there's missiles.
It was giving end of times, bro.
Apocalyptic.
Do you know what I'm saying? This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's always the hand that you don't see being played.
Yes.
Always. Case in point, like you're saying, even in the 254, right? I feel like if it wasn't Ruto, it was going to be someone else. Maybe not to this extent, but to a particular extent. It's whoever comes into this office. Now, what you do with it is up to you. Like we've seen what Traore has been doing. Like that's him making some decisions that, you know, he was like, I know it's been like this, but I'm the one who is going to end this generational curse, right? So how big is their hand that's playing behind the scenes, moving things, you know, like to what extent, how far is their reach?
The biggest hand I see is the person who does the tweets for Iran.
Yo,
how are you tweeting about a war like you're tweeting about a block party?
Have you seen the latest one, the video?
These guys
where the Israel sign now switches into a coffin.
Imagine.
Whoever is doing it is wilding.
You're in the Department of Defense, and your boss comes and tells you we need a promotional video.
And then
so
it's turning the
get the digital team, get the PR team, do a video. We need to send threats.
These guys are on the screen.
Hold up, go back.
That would be crazy.
It says, my Lord, let the entry be good and the exit be good.
And grant from your helping authority. Bro, and it's a picture of missiles.
God
is this the official account for the military?
Look.
So you know.
Right now we're looking at the Iran military Twitter page, right? And put some of this on the screen when you edit, Byron.
Go down to the one with the coffin. Oh,
bro,
my
look
God.
at these guys. Go up more. Go not up. I mean down. What you did to Gaza will ram down your throat. What the hell?
And he's even translated it for them.
You know what's crazy? So I was watching the news today, right? And so Iran has a place which is like a silo for weapons, which is under a mountain, right? and they've got like so Israel
doesn't have the capability of.
It doesn't have the capability of bombing it, right? The US has capability.
Yeah.
So they were talking about like a 30,000 ton bomb. So to collapse it, right? But now Iran guys are like, yo, there could be nuclear weapons over there. So if you drop that, the whole place becomes like a nuclear, what do you call it?
Catastrophe.
Yeah, you understand, right?
Yeah.
But the Israelis are saying, no, it's okay. Go ahead and do it. But everybody else, scientists are saying, bro, that's not the way to fucking do it. You get what I mean?
Right.
But now, and US are like, because you saw Trump. Trump is like, I don't want to negotiate with none of them.
Right.
But you see behind the scenes, there's all of this other conversation.
It's mad.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
Trump has been insinuating that it's a weak conversation now, though.
He's giving so many mixed signals. Like, he left the G7 summit. Ali.
He said that it wasn't because of that. It wasn't because of the conversations, because majority of the conversations that were happening were Israel and Iran.
Yeah.
So a lot of the matters were put aside. So he was just like, everybody's overreacting. It wasn't because of that.
You know,
well, right?
Take the tariffs up by 50%.
You know the problem.
Yeah. So he's so confused as a president
but you
himself.
know, the thing is this. He loves attention. By now, we all know.
Right.
Valid.
So he's making it about himself. You can imagine how many people like, bro, this is something we could go to like severe war because of this shit.
Yeah.
And I think it's them who, because was it Germany again who just got bottomless contract when it comes to their military right now, like getting armed, like.
War is big business for these countries.
And that's the thing. It's money moving around because I'm looking on the ground. Guys want to go for brunch, bro. Guys don't want to go to war. Guys just want to have fun. Guys want to be at the beach chilling.
But like,
guys want to be in the clubs. Guys want to be outside. Nobody wants a war.
Have you guys ever watched?
It's only brunch, not war.
Have you guys ever watched a movie
who is going to be influenced by the government to go like, yes, let's go and bomb that?
Imagine.
But you guys need to unpack this war story, right? Remember a couple of weeks ago, Trump was in Saudi. He signed some huge military contracts, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're going to deliver all of these weapons. Why is he doing that? The guys who were campaigning for him. Remember the gun association? NRA?
Those guys.
NRA.
Yeah.
They give him a lot of money to secure. For him to be president, right? And I think they give to both parties, but more it's Republican, right? So you got to think about it. There's a movie called The God of War. It's a very good movie, and he's a arms dealer, and he gives you the whole breakdown. And now it made sense.
Yeah.
When America goes to war anywhere, they don't come back with those guns that the guys were using. The tanks, everything is sold. Like remember, military of Kenya, we got a whole bunch of Humvees years ago. Even the M16 rifles we're using. Where do you think we got them? It's all of those.
Those ones.
It's big business. So like you and I could
They
be...
got what I'm packing.
Yeah. Guys could be over here saying, no, we don't want war. We don't want
And the Hawks are like, yep, we want war.
Guys are like, bro, we got to sell these bullets. Yeah.
It's business at the end of the day.
Business.
And those are the hands that I'm talking about moving, because I can promise you it's not... Anything that's happening in front of your eyes is not what is always the main thing. So me, I'm just curious as to behind the scenes, what's really going on.
So talking about being behind the scenes and what's really going on, bro, how do you think our good friends, the aliens, are looking down at Earth now and thinking?
I feel like this, we were like kids who are fighting, then we had to be supervised. Then it's like, okay, I can trust you guys to now go out and play, right?
Right.
We're cool. No one is gonna fight. Send your sister. I'm going to the shop. I'll be right back to check up on you guys. Punde si punde. You know, the moment they turn just like this,
chaos.
we kikiking, kumbe we've been plotting, you know.
Did you
and then now they're like, I thought I could trust you guys, but clearly.
Did you see the footage of the UFO?
So apparently, Daily Mail actually dropped this. Someone in the military, in the U.S. military, is actually it's the person who leaked this video, sent it to them, and technically was just like, they're aliens. There was an UFO over here just lingering around. And it's like, I've always known there've been aliens. I feel like out of the six of us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one of us is probably an alien. Fuck you.
You said Daily Mail.
I'm proud of you, Ashley.
Check. I think I put it on our Instagram.
It was in the Daily Mail, yeah.
Just type UFO Daily Mail.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, so the thing about it is, if you see the maneuvers that spaceship was making,
right?
Yo, that thing didn't have brakes, man. That thing was like,
Now, here's
like
the
a
thing.
chessboard.
You said it's the military who posted it. It's a yeah, me I'd say that's us. But here's
It's
why.
an individual.
Here's why. I feel like the extraterrestrials making their presence known and them making open contact, I feel like the rollout would be sensible to them. Right? I don't feel like the rollout would be just maybe random or haphazard. This could have been anything, bro. This could have been anything.
We've been seeing so many of this. I genuinely know they're aliens.
That's aliens, bro.
I believe they're there, and I believe
they didn't land. See, they're looking at these people like, what the hell are y'all doing?
But Calvin is asking a good question.
Why did they land?
Do they need us to see them sing us? That's the thing.
Also,
why do we need to see you sing
there
us?
the whole
Also,
time.
This is some
why
bullshit.
now?
What do you mean, why now?
No. This is some bullshit. Why? Because you guys are the pro aliens, right? Why this is some bullshit is why isn't anyone in Africa, like we're going through famine? You know that kid in Ethiopia with a fly? Why hasn't it ever been reported that an African has ever spotted a flying saucer?
Actually,
why is it only America?
There's been footage of UFOs sighted in Africa.
Where?
I'll find them and give you to you.
No, but me, I'm waiting for an African. Like Mavenge.
Wait. he saw UFO.
Or this. You know,
I'm with you.
Like,
I'm with you, Calvin,
Otis
actually, yes.
Fishing
Yes.
on Lake Victoria. You know, they switch off the lights. Then it says, ring.
Or maybe even underwater.
Yeah, you know how in America they've always got, the aliens took me and they probed me and did some things.
I believe in that.
A fisherman from fucking Congo has never been probed.
I'm with you today on that
so
one,
fuck
yes.
this alien thing.
I'm not. Hapo sasa umekuwa mipaka sasa.
Can I give you a couple?
Why they've never landed in the US? They don't get no visas.
Ice baby.
Okay, I see it. So wait, that's exactly what I'm about to read. So the most famous case is the Rua, Zimbabwe incident, where 62 school children at Ariel School in Rua claimed to have seen a craft land near their playground and encountered small beings with large heads and black eyes. The children described telepathic communication and messages about humanity harming the planet.
No.
What are we doing? We're harming the planet.
Listen.
I believe in this shit.
No, wait, hold on.
No, I believe it.
If it was any other
Even
country,
in South Africa in 1972 and 2000.
That was Uncle Bob. Probably buying some goods and has been delivered.
Yeah.
Listen, believe in aliens or you're not going to be taken to nice places by them.
But so here's what I'm scared of with aliens, bro. Like, imagine that they exist, yeah?
Yeah.
And like, fam, we've been through a lot on this planet.
Yeah.
Like, we're going through a lot, like, imagine they come and enslave us, bro.
I don't think the aliens will enslave us.
What? You're speaking on who's as who?
What did I tell you?
I know.
Probably one of the 6 of us are aliens. It's probably me.
I know you were there. I know it was tough, but those times are gone.
What's slavery?
Those times are gone.
But you know,
How do you know? But how do you know?
Because you know, bro. You learned. You'd know.
How would you know that these guys wouldn't come?
Did you know that your ex was going to be toxic?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but you know, here's the thing. I've got a thinking behind this.
Know.
If aliens really do come and decide, okay, cool, let's pick up these guys and make them some slaves, right? Yeah. The whole of, like guys in India, Asia, everywhere, we all got to gang up against the white people.
You know we can't work together.
No. We all got to gang up.
No.
Why? Because we as black people, if it comes to slavery, we have years of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will be
So you're going to be a gun for hire, muscle for hire.
We'll be the house niggas, literally. Like the aliens will come. Like,
the plantations are
we need to figure out some people who know people who worked in slavery plantations.
So to avoid slavery, we throw other people under the bus.
Yes.
You gotta go to the
Wow.
south. Go to the plantations.
This is why the aliens are not landing.
We're
Because
saving
of this shit
ourselves.
right here.
Yeah. Because here's the thing,
I'm with you.
Slaves.
Ain't no way.
Why? Why are they gonna
Now
help
see
me?
what you've done.
Ain't no way.
Equality.
Guys, imagine
slavery.
Imagine that they're a technologically advanced race and they come with some kind of chemical that they spray and it just turns you into a slave. Like, You guys think I'm
Are
joking?
those the dreams you have, bro?
Go
you should be having
stop.
different
Okay,
fantasies, man.
They
Come
spray
on,
some
man.
liquid. No, we all turn into slaves. Like clothes drop off.
Wait. Listen.
You need to give me that spray. I know a shorty who'd use it very well on me.
Listen.
We can talk business, but my attention,
guys,
man.
listen.
God.
Listen, right? Back in the day, when you were like getting a tooth extracted,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
it was a very painful process, like
The
whatever,
chisel. Yeah.
whatever they used to use, right? Medicine has advanced, and now you have even keyhole surgery and all of these things, right?
Remote surgery even.
So we've evolved. The caveman was there with his club going out to kill dinosaurs and stuff. We've evolved, right?
Yeah.
You think they used to have clubs?
The caveman, I don't know. I'm just making that
That
bit up.
thingy with the nundu.
No,
the-
like
Oh, like, yeah, for damn
right.
sure.
Okay, so put it this way: if our guys who are goons in town have sticks and they're primitive weapons, it's pretty good thinking that a caveman would have a stick to defend himself against a wild dog or
Pebble,
something.
yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? We've evolved. Now suppose these aliens have a higher level of evolution than we do.
For sure.
Like, let's say, look what's Men in Black, right? Not that I'm
Neuralizer,
quoting.
yeah.
We have the neuralizer, right? We don't even know if
Wipes
that
your memory.
exists. Or,
That shit must exist.
but that's what I'm trying to say to you,
Yeah.
right? Suppose they have technology that subdues people. Like, we don't know what that technology is.
Also,
I mean, there's two things. There's no guarantee that they're more advanced than us.
I think that's a
But there's
guarantee.
no
It is a
guarantee.
guarantee.
That's a guarantee.
The fact that
Why?
they're
No,
able
really,
to come
because
down
you've
to
been
earth.
talking to
Wait,
them.
the fact that, and then you can go.
No, cook.
The fact that they can come down to earth so easily when we're still trying to figure out how the hell to go out in space is a factor. Secondly, I'm gonna get into my little conspiracy theories.
Let's go.
Right. Secondly, we've had. What is it called? People who have said or they've interacted with aliens, right? Not even off of that, but the fact that even the US has set up NASA, who are so Area 16, it's called Area 16.
Area 61.
Area 15, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
69.
I said Area 69.
That's what I was going to say. The fact that they've set that up to specifically
damn.
spy on aliens or get to figure out how the fuck do these guys actually
Guys,
function.
Look at it from another perspective,
That
bro.
mind rocker should have
Waves
called it Area
definitely
69.
are
No, wait,
more.
you wait. You've given
No,
us a
I have
scenario.
an idea.
Okay.
Let me just to jump on the back of what Ashley said. Imagine they're even seeing when these guys are going into space. Kina,
And they're like,
Elon,
oh.
and these
The
guys,
other
right?
billionaire guy who went
These
over the
guys who
pole.
are up in the International Space Story.
Yeah.
When we're sending probes to Mars and landing shit on Mars, imagine they're seeing all that the same way that we're seeing these guys coming. Like, there's a lot of assumption, like in.
Why are you giving them too much credit?
No. What's the,
So the point I'm trying to make is,
Yeah.
we're always assuming that they're coming to see us on going back home, not thinking all these rockets that go to space and stuff. You don't think that these guys are saying, who are these guys coming to see?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That
But
could be a thing.
I feel like you guys are just a product of Hollywood, as I am, right? We've just
Hey,
been
hey,
made
speak for
to give
yourself.
them too much credit. Why the fuck are you guys always thinking that they're so superior? We're the fucking superior
Andy had a
beings.
point
No,
to
even
Maybe they're afraid of us. That is why they've never landed.
Nah.
They're not.
Maybe they're growers. They're not showers. You know what I mean?
those are confident people, if anything, Calvin. They have
That's
Why
nothing
have
to
they never
hide.
landed?
Because they're like, we're dumbass human beings.
Like, why is it that they've never landed in Nine?
Because you and Ashley, because of people like you and Ashley who are plotting to collaborate with them to enslave another
Hey,
race.
don't put me there.
That is why. Because
I'm
No.
not pro-slavery like that.
wow,
But
you are just about.
Imagine if they came with like some really big diamonds, and we don't have like big diamonds over
But
here.
how's that going to help mankind?
Where will that take you exactly?
listen.
Did you hear what the 62 children said? The aliens said we're gonna ruin humankind. We're gonna fuck up the earth.
They were high. Listen,
That's your guy. That's your
Two
guy.
kids were high in
no,
Zimbabwe.
Skiza. If they show up, like now, they tell us like now mics are open. All of us are taken from our beds at night.
I'll be
But
like, yay.
now we're all floating
me to your
somewhere.
leader.
Then there's like lights, and they're like, the voices are always muffled because we don't know what they're saying.
You're the one who's telling us.
Probably there's like a translator.
You're the Hollywood
or we're
guy.
reading. You get what I
Wow.
mean? And they tell us for a diamond as big as like
I don't think they'd come to
say
trade
like this
with us.
room, for you guys to sell humanity. Bro, we're chonga in this thing, one.
I think if they were capable of doing that, they wouldn't need to go through that route to get humanity like that.
But you see, for them, they will need some snitches, just like how the white man came and had to collaborate. This is the scramble and petition of Earth 2.0.
Okay, anyway.
No, you're not going to sell your people.
Let him lie, let him go.
Listen, I'm an excellent salesperson. I am selling Earth.
You sell anyone, bro.
No.
Yeah,
like, listen, if I got an opportunity to meet these guys, aliens, and they're like, hey, what's happening on Earth? I'm like, listen, you guys can come take over. They're bombing each other. There's a whole bunch of shit. They're telling people don't drive no cars.
Do you not think they're taking intel? They already have enough intel.
Do you reckon they have
Yes.
like what? The NIS, the what do you
Why
call
do
it?
you think they're just
Alien
hovering around
Intelligence
us?
Service.
Matter of fact, I think they have.
AIS, Alien Intelligence Service.
Matter of fact,
guys, why wouldn't they enslave us?
Why are you so stuck on slavery?
Exactly. Why are you so hinged on that?
You know,
Do you want us to be
I feel like
it's like you're begging for it.
I feel like G.
Fine.
I feel like
I've done this
trauma.
before. It's not my first rodeo.
I feel like G's coming from a place of trauma.
It's giving trauma.
Maybe they like EDM.
Fam, listen, let me explain.
Why do you think G came to
Can
Kenya?
I explain? Let me explain, right?
Yeah.
Fam, I'm in a phase of my life, right, where there's a level of self-actualization where I really like my life.
You've done everything but slavery.
Just one more thing on my bucket list.
There's a whole list of
If only I could turn time back.
If they took you to be the driver of their saucer.
No, but it's what I'm trying to say to you.
definitely
Like,
do that.
Fam, me, I want life just to be there. Like, my life is okay right
Take
now.
it, bro. Okay, let me ask you. Who's to say that life is not to improve when they come? Because you're so hinged on things going wrong. Tell me why you wouldn't give the idea that things could actually work out for the better a chance.
Bro, I've worked at Radio Africa. You know what I'm trying to say?
So you're a product of your environment.
You're a product of your environment, bro.
Oh my
I'm
God.
trying to say, like, end of the day, like, right? All I want is just
Peace.
in these years that I have, inshallah. I just hope, and I'm honest. You see all this AI shit. Like, I pray to God that, like, it's at least a good 40 years in the future. So I can probably just be not cognizant or not even here. I don't want it, man. I don't want aliens.
Bro,
I don't want robots. I want.
As a man, why ask him, do you think aliens will then slave us?
No, honestly, this shouldn't even be coming from you. You're the number one tech guy. Why is this coming from you?
Why do you think I like tech, bro? Because I don't want to be the last to know.
This nigga.
I think here's the thing.
I thought you're the first person who jumped onto AI in this room.
Heavy.
I can bet.
Heavy.
Yeah.
So I promise you, if another maybe superior technology is introduced on this plane, on this level, right, in this dimension, that's something even AI at this level recognizes as superior. Like, I can't even figure that out. I know G-Money would be at the front of that line, even in front of AI.
Hold on,
to try figure out what is this technology.
Speaking about AI, right? Hey, Gemini.
Hey there, what's on your mind about A?
All right, can you see? What can you see?
I see two people in what looks like a studio or office setting. One person is sitting on a stool and the other is standing. Is there anything specific you'd like to discuss about this setup?
Right, so we're recording a podcast and we're asking the question, is there any proof that aliens would be more advanced than humans?
That's a fun question. Well, we haven't found definitive proof of aliens. It's definitely...
Oh, I cut it off there, sorry. But yeah.
Wow. Why would you do that?
No, I cut off by accident.
Okay, no worries.
Accident.
But I feel like this is one of those situations where if someone is able or has the capability to do something, they'd have already done it.
Hey, Gemini, do you think aliens will be more advanced than humans?
That's an interesting point.
Why do you keep on cutting off at that point? Sorry, it's me and my big fingers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me go again.
And
What
be
is
patient with
happening?
Gemini
Be patient.
today.
Hey, Gemini, do you think that aliens will be more advanced than humans?
That's a really interesting question. On one hand, the universe is incredibly vast and old, so it's definitely possible that life could have evolved elsewhere with a big head start on us. But on the other hand, we haven't found any evidence of that yet, and it's also possible that life on Earth is unique. What do you think?
I agree.
I think the aliens are going to come and take us over in 2026.
That's a pretty specific prediction. Do you have any particular reason for believing that?
I believe that because the world is so messed up right now, the aliens are going to be like, yo, listen, let's go and save these guys from themselves.
Okay, I understand your concern about the state of the world. It's true that there are a lot of challenges facing humanity right now, but it's also worth remembering that we've overcome huge obstacles in the past, and there are a lot of people working hard to make things better. Maybe instead of focusing on the idea of aliens coming to save us, we could think about what we can do to create positive change ourselves.
Go off,
Thank
Gemini.
You're not helping me.
G hates therapy.
How many times do you talk to Gemini, Femi?
A lot.
I can tell.
Especially with my plants at home.
Yeah.
Man, like the plant's like, hey, Gemini, what's wrong with this plant? It goes, oh, that is a blah, blah, blah. It looks like it can either be overwatered, underwatered, it needs this or needs that.
It's too
But
intelligent.
anyway, on the real, I feel like if we still haven't been able to figure out the pyramids and everything that's going on there, and
Aliens built the pyramids.
yes, but
And giants.
how do you define aliens also? Is it anything extraterrestrial?
People from Uganda.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking.
Segue King.
Yeah, listen, man. It's good to see Mavado and Vibes Cartel are friends again.
Yes. Vibes had talked about it when he was out during his interviews, his press run. But then it was now good seeing it actually, happen. But then it's come at a time where the war between, or the beef between the Gali and the Gaza side guys, like, I think guys who are moving past it, it was like an echo of the past. It's like that hasn't like really settled yet, but we look back and you're like, yeah, there's something that happened back then.
But they're grown now. Like, I mean, anybody like who would expect, like, when Mavado sees Vibes Cartel after like 20 years, I'm gonna punch him in the face. Like, they're grown now, you know what I mean? And Vibes is a different person now.
A completely different human.
He's just out here enjoying life before the aliens come. You know what I mean? So I think it was a good thing. And it was good to see Bounty Killer, Vibes Cartel, DJ Khaled. I think Buju was there as well, and Mavado. They're working on a song as well. You know what I mean?
I think Khalid should just do an album.
Might as
For
well.
those guys, like a package.
Because, like I always say, Khaled has got his respect, especially with that generation of dancehall.
Yeah.
Those guys, he used to be in Jamaica all the time DJing.
Oh, back when, eh?
Khaled, they used to be an event called Fully Loaded. So Wycliffe used to come and DJ, and Khaled used to come and DJ as well. Like Tony Mato, all those big guys were all there at the time. Khaled's got some Batman dub plates, by the way, like vintage dubs, proper dubs.
Khaled's a grinder. Proper.
Yeah.
Speaking about Diddy, are you guys really keeping abreast?
I was speaking about Diddy, but I have.
No,
I know all the deeds.
I don't know anything that's going on.
You're like, what do you think the aliens are saying? Shit, we can't land.
Oh, man.
We might slide off the planet.
Actually, some shit is really happening. Also, what's his name? R. Kelly was in hospital the other day.
World's gone crazy, bro.
Yeah, he overdosed or some shit. Yeah, he overdosed and was taken out. Who knows, Kitty? Also, like 2 trial members, what are they called? The guys who sit on the jury?
The jury.
2 jury members from Diddy's case have been removed because they've been like
Compromised?
for damn sure. Like one of them has been outside chitty-chatting with people and giving names of Jane Does to other people. It's a fucking mess. It's an actual mess. They were meant to wrap up yesterday actually, but they said they're wrapping up on Friday. So let's see how
It
that
would be really fun if Diddy got away with this one.
Bro,
it would be really fun.
He's literally
will.
threatening guys who are in the, what are they called? The media people. He's literally turning to some of them and going like, I know who you are. It's
Who, Diddy?
Yes.
What do you mean? There's an update.
No, like, okay, I
just
listen to
missed it.
daily updates.
Diddy's been threatening media.
No, I mean, that's technically a threat. When Diddy turns to you and stares you down and goes like, I know who you are. People are being
I'd
followed
be like, I know what
home.
you did.
Yeah, people in the
That's the
media are
wrong
being
people
followed.
to be doing. He should be doing like the witnesses, well, not doing, but you know what I'm saying.
You know what? I mean, to be honest, with this whole Diddy case, right? I think it's one of those ones where it's been so dramatic and so over the top and so, like, no matter what way the verdict goes, it's going to be controversial. It's not going to just end just like that. You get me?
Oh, no, he got to go to jail.
Do you know what I mean?
Is this probably the biggest case in this?
It's giving OJ.
How do you even... What time do we place it?
No, fact.
OJ,
no, as
but
big
when was OJ?
OJ was a
long time ago.
So we say what?
OJ went to jail.
Oscar Pistorius was big for Africa.
Yeah.
Yes.
But globally.
Globally.
I think it's as big, if not bigger.
Huh?
What's been the biggest case?
You guy,
I think
it's Michael Jackson in Neverland.
Oh yeah, there was that one.
Bro,
as well.
that case was, and you know he wasn't in jail, so every day there was a drip check. He's like, check my clothes.
Bro, I remember when he was, but Michael beat the case, man.
Bro.
And there was this person outside the, Michael beat it, sorry. So there was a
Michael
person.
was like, when the judge was like, not guilty, he was like, yep, I told you, beat it.
Yeah, beat it. I think this is probably the biggest one in hip hop, definitely at least.
Yeah. R. Kelly's was a quick
big, but no, it wasn't though.
It
was over so many years.
But I think nobody really paid that much attention. Also, I think the amount of famous people who were involved in Diddy's trial also has a part to play in it. Globally, I think.
So do you
also
reckon?
What? Based on all the evidence that has been given, I don't see how he can get away with it.
But let me ask you guys.
Even from his assistants, his bodyguards, some of his security, like the amount of evidence, I don't see how he can walk.
Like Diddy at his prime, right? Diddy's coming to Kenya and he's like, yo, I'm gonna have a party like at Kempinski. Let's not even put no hotels.
Everyone's going.
Yeah.
In
his prime, bet.
You'd have been there.
I've been to a Diddy party.
G would be on the lineup. What are you talking about?
I've DJ'd.
G would be on the lineup, man.
No, but like I said, there's no. Did you
But will he
see?
be at the after party?
Your drop.
Did you
take that?
Oh my God.
Did you see the interview with Giggs when they was asking him about Diddy parties? He looked so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Somebody, because he used to go to those Diddy parties.
He used to hang out with Diddy a lot.
Yeah. You know
Also,
what I mean?
Kanye popped into one of his trials.
Kanye be random as
He walked in with Bianca.
He went to court.
They're back together.
Someone
the black season.
Someone explained her outfit as, yeah.
Just that.
I was like, fully understand what you mean.
I feel. Do you feel like Kanye is just trying to take the piece on the Kardashians and everything that they've been doing?
But he was also involved in some of those white parties.
No, not even like that. But with every move he makes seems very calculated.
Yeah.
Right? Now, like him getting someone like Bianca Sensori, right? When you look at her from a distance, kiasi yake, she looks like a Kim Kardashian.
All of them look like him.
Exactly. But how he dresses her, because I feel like he's directing her whole life.
Yeah.
How you move, how you act, where we go, how do you interact with people and all that. I feel like it's been too calculated, and it's like he's been trying to be the inside agent,
to expose the
like in his own way. Like him telling people, like one thing I really realize nowadays more than ever is artists have been trying to tell us these things from past then, manze, since way back. But guys were not getting it. It's like when an artist is pouring his heart out, but you're there jumping at the club.
Not listening.
We never really listen.
That's true.
So they're like, okay, what message would I send in a way that, however it's packaged, pause, they're gonna understand it, they're gonna get it, it's gonna get through to them. So when you see it in real life, like, oh damn, she looks like Kim K, but the way she's dressing and all that, so maybe for someone who was admiring someone like Kim K, you're like,
But I feel like the Kardashians have just gotten heat for no reason. The whole entire life.
For no reason.
True. The whole entire life.
For no reason. They've given everybody every reason to pay mind to them. Yeah. This is what they want.
Yo, they're rich, they're okay.
Yeah.
They're fine, yeah.
If you've got two billionaires in your family.
They're not talented, they're not business-minded, doesn't make sense why they're rich.
But you only
like
need
that whole, the hating, and I mean, okay, cool, it works to their benefit, right?
Yeah.
Because it does nothing like good or bad PR. PR
exactly.
is PR.
Right. Yes.
Right?
We've been keeping up with the Kardashians.
For years.
Yes.
To date. Even when Kanye is dating someone else, we're still thinking about The Kardashians.
But the thing about it is, it's like it only takes one person to have a brain, and that brain is the mom.
Fact.
So it only takes one person. Question. I wanted to ask before we wrap, and I want to make a public service announcement here. Where's my camera? This one here. I am officially sad to have Jamaican blood in me. Like
Dramatic.
I'm absolutely
very.
I'm absolutely
Ain't you got a bit of
embarrassed.
Chinese in you?
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
No pause. It's the quantifier. A little bit of Chinese in you. It's the quantifier for me.
I bet
that
it's
is where
small,
the
right?
joke
A little
is.
bit. It's just a little bit. It's just ni hao.
Well, do you?
Guys,
Not the ni hao.
Yeah, and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. But like,
How the fuck are you Chinese in this duck?
Jesus Christ.
Can you let him finish his public service
I
announcement?
think we've spoken about my family.
No, I actually don't
genetics.
remember. Who's the Chinese?
So my grandmother's back before my grandmother's day. You see my aunt who died the other day. You see she looks Chinese.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
her dad was Chinese. We know in Jamaica, the Chinese have been there for 400-500 years because of after slavery. Chinese people came to Jamaica as indentured servants. Chinese, Lebanese people, Indian people as well. So there are Chinese people from Jamaica who have been there for the last 400 years. They speak patois better than I do. They run businesses, and they like every hood has a Chinaman shop. When I was growing up.
If you were to give the Chinese in your percentage, like, because there's
Like for
Jamaican
me?
and for you, what percentage would you give the Chinese in you?
In me,
Yeah.
No, I'm not being funny. Stop laughing, Austin.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
'Cause
How big is the Chinese in him?
You said it, not me. But I wanted him to like.
I don't know
We
because
should call you Big China.
Because also remember, but you wouldn't know, but my grandmother and my grandmother's sister have different dads
Okay.
as well. So maybe it skipped me. Maybe there's not. But then you guys have seen my family. I'm like the darkest one. Everyone's on some caramel tip.
That's true.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. So
Well, do you guys
There's
do
so much
the
going on in that
ancestral, whatever, what is it called? The ancestral thingy where they trace
DNA.
down, they trace
I'm gonna do
down
it.
back. Please
Do it. I want to place a bet right now. Let's place bets right now. How much Chinese is in G-Money? I want to put
Like
my stakes on.
0.5?
No, I want to say 3%. I want to say
3%?
3%. Yeah.
that
big.
must be the business.
That's
side.
what she said.
But you know,
Can I finish? Can we get back to the point? Right. So Jamaica, fam, yesterday being Wednesday, was the 50th anniversary of KFC in Jamaica.
it's been there
Yeah,
a long
it's been
time.
there for a minute. And
That's
I'm even
deep, man.
shocked because I was trying to remember when I was a kid, I used to go to KFC right from the plantation to KFC. I swear my niece and nephew think that I was a slave actually, but anyway, that's another story, right? So
Science
KFC's
kids.
I'm joking. So all of the KFC's been there since I was a kid, right?
Right.
But now they're celebrating their 50th anniversary in Jamaica. Remember, KFC's been in Kenya for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Because remember when it opened, we went and there was queues, right?
Yeah.
That was what, like 2015.
That was like 20, maybe a bit more.
15, 14.
No.
Things actually 10
Yeah, it
years
was around.
ago. What?
Yeah.
I was around that time.
Bro, when they opened up
Remember,
the junction,
when we
you
went to
couldn't
the
buy.
junction?
Yeah, you couldn't
Bro,
find no
The
chicken.
queue was
Yeah.
crazy.
My God.
But here we are 50 years later and Jamaicans are leaving their house at 6 a.m. because it's buy one, get one free.
Who wouldn't?
What the fuck? What
But
do you
buy
mean?
one, get
Who
one
wouldn't?
free?
And then in the morning, to start my day off with
Yo,
some nice
terrific
chicken from
Tuesday,
Kentucky
man.
Fried Chicken.
At 6 a.m.
Like, listen,
No.
KFC in
Ashley,
Jamaica.
If I'm
Either
getting
way.
you Kentucky Fried Chicken at 6 a.m., you're eating it.
For damn sure. But,
There we have it.
but
But what I'm trying to say is they
Or
were
any
out
meat for that
in the
matter.
queues. They were out in the queues at 6 a.m. KFC opens at 10.
imagine
You're
that.
telling me you have time to queue up for 4 hours just to get an extra meal deal? They call it a meal deal.
In the videos that you showed me, there's a lady who was just like, she carried her own chair so that she can sit in line.
By the way, I'll send you the videos, Byron.
We begin with news of pandemonium at some KFC locations. Customers swarmed the restaurants as they tried to capitalize on deals as part of the company's 50th anniversary. Kalisha Williams reports.
It's not lunchtime, but scores of Jamaicans skipped breakfast to secure what KFC advertised as burrata in celebration of the company's 50th anniversary. People have been camping out at various locations hours before the scheduled opening, hoping to get in. From downtown Kingston to the Washington Boulevard and in Manor Park, long lines were the order of the day at the various locations. In Manor Park, we witnessed the security struggling to keep the order as she tried to let persons in. Because of the absence of a number of systems, chaos reigned as people tried to skip the lines to get in. This customer explained her strategy.
I'm a smart KFC shopper, so what I did was I have some family members that love to wake up early, so they came while I slept, and right now my order is in there, and I'm just waiting. They're at number 3.
Why was it important for you to come and get chicken?
Because Uncle Colonel has been so good to us for 50 years. Oh my God, we couldn't miss it.
Another customer was relieved when he got his order.
It was crazy. I was here from 6 o'clock, but I finally got my food. I was here from 6 o'clock, but I got my food.
What's it like inside?
It's crazy. It was like an ant's nest. The people them want them chicken, but you know what they put in the chicken? No.
So what prompted you to come out so early now to get this chicken?
Because of the national dish, and I can't solve it. KFC the national dish.
And was it rough inside?
It wasn't rough for me because I was first, but everybody after me, it was a royal rumble.
And you were here from what time?
About 6:10.
6:10?
Yeah.
When you came here, was there a crowd when you came here?
It was only me. So seeing the crowd now, wow, people are coming out of the ground like ants.
But the Burrata deal may not be available all day. The company was quick to stress that it is while stocks last.
It's absurd.
Madness.
That's insane, though.
Absolute madness.
One extra pair of chicken.
So that means
you
go and buy a free piece.
No, I have to taste that extra piece of chicken now because I'm like, if it's worth me waking up at 6 a.m. to queue, then I just might. I don't want to judge.
It's nonsense.
Yo, Kentucky Fried Chicken from Jamaica, man. Zebu hook a brother up. I need to find out Wagwan, like how good is this chicken for me to queue at 6 a.m. if you niggas open at 10 a.m.
Have you ever watched a video that makes you feel like somebody says something so stupid? Usually over here it's politicians. But to be honest,
did you see them discussing AI in Parliament?
But no, I didn't see that.
I saw them discussing A1 in the American Parliament.
But the point I'm making is sometimes...
I thought it was A1, not AI.
Go on, sorry.
In charge of education. Yeah, go on.
But I'm saying sometimes people say things that make you embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That shit was embarrassing, man.
But no, be proud of it, bro.
What? That we love KFC more than we love Jesus.
Yeah. Because Jesus gave you Kentucky Fried Chicken.
But yo, KFC is nice, man. I've just been seeing the billboards. They're like, the sauce is back. I'm like, huh?
Oh, yeah.
They got billboards all around town.
Yeah.
Saying the sauce is back.
It's that's what is it called? I don't even remember.
That sauce that they use.
Yeah.
But you know,
how often do you KFC?
It had been gone for a while.
I've not eaten KFC in so long.
Like months?
Months.
Haven't. Actually, hardly chicken nowadays.
Biggie? When last had KFC?
2 weeks ago.
Same.
You're back to eating it.
You like KFC though?
Yeah, but not like, I don't have it as much as I used to have it.
Me, I swear by Galitos.
Egg, yeah,
but I'm off
But it's
Galitos.
grilled as well.
Why?
It's a healthy,
I've had it so much.
Oh, yeah.
Since the all night one opened in Kilashwa.
Yeah.
You know, there's an all night Galitos.
Yeah. It's 24 hours. Yeah.
By the gas station.
It's usually 24 hours. If I'm home and I'm bored, I just go.
It's 24 hours.
24 hours.
Mine is 24 hours as well.
Valiake.
Yeah.
Galitos is 24 hours. Yo, they have one called Chicken Cottage. Have you guys tasted it?
Yo, Chicken Cottage is a lid. Even Papa John's.
Papa John's, you know all of those they're all halal joints.
Yeah.
They're all owned by our people in Somalia.
I don't know if I want my chicken to be halal though.
But it's really good.
I don't know if I want anything of mine to be halal, bro.
I think I want my chicken to be like a sinner.
The dirtiest
chicken.
Yeah, like the chicken's been spunked. It's like, take that.
Like
let me dip myself in the oil.
If it's goat, if it's beef, I want it to be halal. But if it's a chicken, I want my chicken to be freaky.
So you want
freaky chicken.
You want your chicken cuffed.
I want my chicken.
Like I
want my chicken to know what a cock is.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Yeah, just wrap it up.
This has been the mics are open.
Just go to that corner and think about it. We'll close the podcast. My name is Andy Young.
Ashley.
My name is G-Money.
No, you are done for. Zima your mic. Yeah, guys, until next time, adios. Yeah, go to that corner and think about your life.
The chicken did get here one way.